Hello everyone, my name is Zoe Wright and today I'm going to be presenting to you about using social media to drive results. First, I'm going to take you back to the year 2018 when there was a very popular and very heated social media debate, Yanny versus Laurel. Now you may remember this, but it was a sound clip that some heard Yanny where others heard Laurel, and it became quite the controversial topic on social media. And businesses decided that they were going to take their own clever spin on this on their own social media accounts. One that, well, you'll see how it turned out, is the US Air Force. The Taliban forces in Farah City, Afghanistan would much rather have heard Yanny or Laurel than the deafening Bert they got courtesy of our A-10. And clearly, this is an example of what not to do. Instead of taking this trend and utilizing it in an effective, clever way, obviously this was a social media fail. So today we're going to talk about some more effective ways to utilize social media to our advantage as businesses. So we're going to cover 3 topics today, and the first will be brand consistency. The second will be organic versus paid. And lastly, user-generated content. So jumping right in, we're going to talk about brand consistency. And what does this mean? This means, first of all, the first step, researching your audience. And what I mean by that is basically consuming everything that your audience consumes in order to kind of get inside their head. It's really a way to figure out what they care about. One thing you can look at is their interests on social media, and just in general, what kind of things do they care about? What trends, such as Yanny or Laurel, are they catching on with social media? Next, what do they value in life? Do they value spending time with family? Do they value friendships? Do they value politics? All of these things are, important to consider. Next, style. What aesthetics draw them in on social media? Pop culture. What music are they listening to? What celebrities are they following? What movies? What are they watching? And slang. This is kind of talking about the vocabulary that they might use, the different keywords, key phrases that you can incorporate into your social media in order to really speak to them. A great example of a brand that does this is Glossier. Glossier is a women's beauty and makeup company, and they have completely dominated the social media marketing industry. And how they've done this is they really view their customers as the key stakeholders of their business. And I'll show you a quote that explains this. We're always focused on how we can use our customers to bring their other communities into our communities. We're making our customers into stakeholders. If we make them stakeholders, they help us create better products, but they also become our sales channel. So what I really take away from this is that Glossier not only looks at what their customers are consuming on social media, but instead they're really taking everything that their customer wants out of their business, and that's what they make into their business. And so this may kind of sound like I'm just giving a general business advice right here, but also that applies to social media. Whatever your audience wants to see on social media, that's what it needs to become. Next, it's really great tip to create a style guide, and that's something that you may have already done. You may have seen other businesses do this, but then what's really important is that you stick to it and you stay consistent with it. A lot of the time, it will kind of get thrown to the wind, whether you switch to a new social media marketer or there's multiple people handling the accounts, but if it can stay consistent, like this example right here, obviously it really drives home the message and the aesthetic and the voice that you're trying to go for with your brand. And one way to do this as well is by investing in high quality visuals. And this might mean training yourself and purchasing the necessary equipment to be able to do this, or it might be hiring it out. Either way, just make sure that you're investing in those high quality visuals so that all of your hard work on social media is worth it. Now we're going to go into our second topic, which is organic versus paid methods. First of all, organic. What does this mean? Well, basically it's any social media that you're doing that you're not paying $1 for. It's all free social media. And there are a million ways to use social media without having to pay anything. sometimes it's might be easy to get caught up in thinking that you have to do paid ads all the time and sponsored posts, but really there's a lot of great ways to optimize organic methods. And some of those include trends, obviously like Yanny versus Laurel, hopping on them as soon as you see them, as soon as you see them, and make sure that you drive it home. Hashtags, especially on Instagram, this one's a great way to get into your niche and get more viewership within that category. Stories. Right now, stories are super hot on social media as a great way to constantly be in the back pocket of your audience, and they'll see you multiple times a day that way. And lastly, giveaways. This is an important tool that's not meant to be used all the time, but rather kind of a once in a while special occasion sort of thing. And you can give away a service or collaborate with other people, whatever it may be, but it's a fantastic way to really grow your social media following very easily, very cheaply. And paid methods. Obviously, paid methods will be a great way to quickly increase your social media following, but it really depends on how many marketing dollars you have. So that's something that you kind of have to decide for your business, when it's worth it to spend those marketing dollars and when you could accomplish the same thing without spending any money on it. So it really is important to know when you should leverage each one. Organic, as we talked about, there's so many great ways, and I could really give a whole presentation just about optimizing your organic methods, and then also knowing when to spend those valuable marketing dollars. Lastly, we're going to talk today about user-generated content. And so I actually have a question for you. Do your customers share about your business? Have you ever seen online your customers sharing about your business? You can answer.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, great. So that is an example of user-generated content. And so basically anytime that your customers are taking photos, sharing snippets, anything, whatever it may be that they're posting online about your business is user-generated content. And it is a fabulous tool. So it's great to take advantage of anything that your customers are already giving to you, but also make sure that you get their permission as well. And you can ask them to share more. A couple ways to do this include establishing a brand hashtag to collect comments. So for Defy, that might be hashtag Defy Bradenton, or you can get creative, whatever you'd like, but make sure that you are publicizing what that hashtag is, posting it throughout your store, on your social media, making sure that people know they can hashtag that and it will get your attention when they're posting about you. Also encouraging them to tag your business. And that's great to do in store. Make sure that you have that posted, that you have social media accounts so they know that they can interact with you on social media. Engage with every post that your audience shares. This is a valuable way to get your customers to keep sharing that user-generated content, because when they see that you're liking and you're commenting, they're definitely going to want to share about you again in the future. It just leaves a positive taste in their mouth about your business, and it also leaves a positive taste in the mouth of other people who are seeing that, and they see that you're a company that actually engages with people on social media. So it's just really positive way to generate some easy, good PR. And also, whenever you see a post that you really like, you can share it on your stories. So just as a final thought, the next time that the next big Yanny versus Laurel debate pops up on social media, now you'll know how to really utilize that in the most effective way that will drive results for your business. Thank you. Any questions?